Greetings, Commanders! My name is Eagle, and in today's video, we are featuring a very unique officer. If you're looking for speed, if you're looking to hit your enemies and smash them on the battlefield, you're looking at Angelica. This officer is a phenomenal officer. We're going to go through her skills, her different skill prioritization, her role in the game, in addition to her different talent trees and talent tree combinations, and finally talk about her best pairings, as well as how to obtain her badges. We're going to go thoroughly through everything that you need to know about Angelica and telling you why she is one of the best officers that you can play today in case of war and why you should invest in her in the early. So, as promised, guys, before we start this video, we have promised you an announcement that we're going to make today, and it's actually big news. We are going to get back to the normal schedule, which is daily uploads of Kiss of War. So if you guys are excited, I'm super excited to actually do that and upload daily videos for you guys to watch and enjoy on a regular basis. So please leave me in the comments below your hype, show me some love in the comments, make sure to subscribe to the channel, share it with your friends, and smash that like button on this video so that we can actually get more people to join our community here in the game. In addition to that, we have also some pretty cool news as well for our foreign friends that do not speak English. The videos from now on will be available in 2 days' time in 13 different languages. So basically, all the people that are from all around the world, basically targeting German, Spanish, Chinese, Korean, and many different other languages. If you want some specific language, please make sure to leave me in the comments below which language do you guys want to see in the captions so that it will be available starting from about 2 days from now, as it requires some time to actually add it to all the videos. So all the videos that I have actually uploaded to the channel will be available in all the languages that will be added to the channel soon. And if you have special requests for a specific language, make sure to leave that in the comments below. I will make sure to add it as well to the captions so that you guys can actually enjoy the videos in your original language and subtitles as well. So without further ado, let's get right into this video and talk about Angelica's skills. Now, Angelica is a phenomenal officer. She specializes in infantry, jungler, and mobility trees. Her role in the game is actually to run or lead fast marches in the battlefield, fighting PvP players, dealing some massive damage in short amounts of time, and then going out of combat, then coming back into combat once ready again. This is mainly her role. She specializes in chasing down enemies, dealing damage at a certain amount of time, and then going out of combat easily using her mobility. Now for her active skill, which is Flash Assault, what she does is actually does a huge damage multiplier of 1400, in addition to reducing the attack of the target by 40%, which is a huge debuff, and it's reducing their march speed by 10% as well. Besides the fact that she actually is a great infantry officer and has a lot of movement speed buffs, she also has that 10% debuff to reduce the movement speed of her enemies as well, so that she would actually just stick to them while chasing them down. She specializes in taking out anti-tank marches because she is an infantry commander. Once you fill her up with pure infantry troops, you would be able to meld those anti-tank marches with this ability over here. So this is a highest priority ability. Make sure to max it out first once you unlock this officer. Their second ability is a simple one. It increases the damage dealt to NPCs or natural units like invaders, iron behemoths, and whatnot by 50%, which is pretty solid as well. Her third ability, which is Stray Halo, what it does is increases the infantry march speed by a huge amount, which is 20%, and gives you a 30% permanent buff to your infantry attack, which is one of the highest actually in the game, if not the highest buff I've seen in the game for legendary officers, which I think is pretty phenomenal as well. Moving on to her last one, which is Hold the Line. What it does is actually your normal attacks have a 10% chance to recover 100 rage and reduce the damage received by 30% as well for the next 5 seconds, and this ability can be triggered every single 5 seconds. So I think this ability is pretty solid. With some luck, you'll be able to have some sort of a permanent buff going on and off during the fight, which I think is huge, especially because of the rage recovery that will actually make you deal more damage and reduce the attack and give them, like, your enemy troops some nice debuffs as well. Now, her last ability, what it does is actually increases the attack of your infantry units by an additional 25% permanent buff. However, it would reduce their defense by 10%. So reducing their defense would actually lower the sustainability of your troops. However, they would be dealing 25% more damage all the time, which I think is pretty solid, especially paired with the 30% that is over here. That is a total of 55% infantry attack increase, which I think is pretty phenomenal, one of the highest in the games. And this is why I told you this specific officer over here is for highest mobility in the game, in addition to dealing damage over short periods of time, going out of combat and then coming back to combat while dealing more damage over time. And I think she is phenomenal in doing that, and you will see why when we come to the trees right now. So the prioritization that I would recommend for you guys to go with, first of all, she has two roles in the game. Either you want to play her as a jungler with a mobility tree. That means that she would be, if you want her like an officer to actually do pure jungling very fast, like moving in the battlefield very fast, killing invaders. That's one role that she can be played with, and she is very efficient in that. However, the role that I actually recommend for you guys is going for the pure infantry commander along with the mobility tree. So you will have a very fast march that deals a lot of damage, that is pure infantry, which is the fastest units in the game if you haven't known that. And I think that is the best role to play Angelica with. And for the skill prioritization specifically for that role, I would recommend maxing out the first skill, which is Flash Assault, the active skill first. Afterwards, I would go for straight Halo and then hold the line. And lastly, max out positive image. Now, the way why would I do that? Because of the fact that these buffs over here are super efficient, and this is why they actually take over the take advantage over the hold the line over here, because this is basically just a matter of chance, and it's not a consistent buff throughout the fight. So you would need those consistent buffs throughout the fight, because you would be dealing damage and then going out of the fight. Of course, once you awaken her, you will unlock this pretty cool buff as well that will give you 25% more attack and reduces your defense by 10%. Now, for talent trees, what I would recommend highly is actually you need that some sort of mobility, because of the fact that she is just a phenomenal officer in terms of mobility. So what I would go with is actually go for high morale over here first, focusing on swoop down. You know, I love swoop down because of the rage generation. It's just an amazing talent. And then afterwards going for infantry march, and finally going for high morale. Now, before moving any further with this tree, I would go ahead and max out rapid march over here, and then go back to the infantry tree, max it all the way out to infantry mastery, going back over here, and then focusing on the skill damage that troops deal, tactical assault over here, and then lastly going for total march and dead shot over here, finally moving to rapid breakthrough. So this is mainly the focus that I would go to in this tree over here. Now, I'm not focusing fully on the mobility tree, even though this one has a pretty cool buff. However, I do believe that the infantry themselves are adding to the fact that you have the infantry march boost by 20% over here, in addition to agile breakthrough, which I think is a pretty cool talent. You have 10% chance to increase your speed by 4% for the next 2 seconds. It's a pretty cool, actually, talent that could benefit you definitely in moving to longer distances in the battlefield. For example, when you're trying to acquire buildings in raiders, especially at the beginning of the game, because I think this is a big, like a huge buff, especially, as I said, in raiders. So where to actually use Angelica in the game, I would definitely use her in field fights for PvP, and definitely use her to start off raiders matches, running through max speed to airports or airfields so you can actually capture them before the enemy base, in addition to trying to capture the artworks from the enemies, because of the fact that she has so many movement speed buffs. As you guys saw from the talent tree over here, you have infantry march speed, you have agile breakthrough, rapid march over here, and then additionally to that, total march over here. So this is basically all these buffs, in addition to the 20% march speed for infantry, and to the nature of infantry. All these buffs combined together can actually give you a huge movement speed buff that can actually acquire the artwork and run away with it with proper help from your guildmates. So this was basically some sort of where to actually use Angelica in the battlefield. Now, let's talk about where to actually obtain her. Now, you can easily obtain Angelica badges from the elite recruitment rewards over here. You can, as you guys can see, you can obtain the whole 10 badges, or even the pieces as well from the elite recruitment. In addition to, you can also spend universal speed up or universal badges on her to get her to level her up, which I would recommend. I wouldn't at the same time. So I wouldn't recommend that for actual players who spend on the game and who want to compete in the Mightiest Commander, because as you guys can see, the Mightiest Commander actually changes the Commander badges rewards that you can get every 5 to 6 weeks. So the first badge you get is for Durain. The second one would be for Jessica, and the third one would actually be for Angelica. This is the first Mightiest Commander that we have in this server that actually features Angelica badges. So people are going crazy on this event. As you guys can see, this is only the first day, and some people already have reached 25 million points on this. So people are actually going crazy on this event over here, which is understandable because she is just a phenomenal officer, all-rounded, very well-rounded officer, specifically for hit-and-run purposes. So as you guys can see, this is the third way to actually obtain her badges in the battlefield as well. Now, moving on to her skills or skins over here, you guys can see you have this global bonus of infantry attack by 5%. You could have actually gained this from, I do believe, one of the events that actually popped up, where you can spend some coins and it would spin around. Once you reach the level 3, you can actually obtain this skin. And then you have this other one as well that increases the march speed even 5% further and give you your troop attack by 2%. This is, however, a battle bonus, so it activates only when the officer is actually wearing this outfit and going to the battlefield. So these basically are her wardrobe or skins in the game. Now, in terms of training, she would definitely have more damage or effectiveness against anti-tanks, which she would actually give her a buff to attack anti-tanks and deal more damage to them as well. Now, basically, we covered a lot of ground so far. Now, let's talk about her best pairings in the game. So naturally, you want to pair her with other infantry commanders because she is she's an officer that actually specializes in infantry and is best paired with other officers that actually specialize in infantry, such as Riven over here. It's a pretty cool combination that I highly recommend as well. In addition to Evelyn, of course, I think she is a phenomenal infantry officer that I do recommend as well. And finally, I do recommend pairing her with Lubna. And I think their pairing is one of the best in the game in terms of speed and mobility, because of the fact that they both have the infantry mobility tree and giving their skills some buffs to the infantry units as well, which I think is phenomenal due to the fact that these two combined together with the right talent combination and the maximum skills can actually get you the fastest possible march in case of war, which I think is pretty phenomenal, especially used in many different situations, such as Raiders event when you're trying to run with the artwork, or just trying to chase down enemies, hit and run cases as well. A lot of things that actually can benefit you in the battlefield all in all. So I think this basically are the best combinations for her. She can also be paired with officers such as Helena over here, because she is a general officer. She would actually benefit her somewhat in the battlefield in addition to other offices like the Rain if you want to increase the debuffing in the battlefield. Not highly recommended, but hey, that's possible as well. In addition to the Dorothea with that support tree, I think it's pretty good as well. All in all, that's basically it. I do recommend, however, as I said, pairing her with commanders that, or with officers that actually have the infantry tree, preferably the infantry mobility tree like Lubna over here. I think these two are one of the best combinations in the game. In addition to Revan and Evelyn, if you wanted to deal more damage in the battlefield, sustainability as well. And the skill tree on Revan actually gives you some raid generation, which will enhance how much times you can actually, or the frequency of this active skill over here, which is pretty solid as well. So this was it for Angelica's video for today. I hope you guys are excited about the daily uploads. We're going to be uploading all types of videos right now. Soon we'll be done with the officer guides. We're going to actually take a break from the officer guides and then get back to the officer guides once in a while. So every 2 days there will be an officer guide. However, for the other days, we're going to actually upload more guides for events. For example, we're going to be doing tomorrow, just to get you guys hyped up, we're going to be doing a full comprehensive guide about the Gorgon event, which is the strongest war zone. We're going to actually be covering all the tips and tricks you need to know as a server to how to dominate the strongest war zone, and tell you guys how did server 30 actually obtain that many points in this specific event. And we're going to be covering all types of videos in terms of who to prioritize first, how to get to tier 4s first, and all these types of cool videos and where to actually spend your gold, which packages to buy, and all in all. This is all coming in the future, so make sure you guys share these videos, turn on the notification bell so that you get notified whenever I upload a new video. And thank you so much for watching. We will definitely see you on the next one. Bye-bye.